why is it important to know? What is it and why is it important to know? This is what separates, don't answer that. This is what separates the Temple of Hip Hop from every hip hop organization on earth. I'm saying this to you guys because you're representing the Temple of Hip Hop, and after this discussion, there are more opportunities if you want to get deeper down that particular rabbit hole, as they say. Temple of Hip Hop, what is that? I'll get back to that in a minute. But what is hip hop and why is it important to know? First, hip hop is a perceptual ability. Before rap, before breaking, before graffiti art, before DJing, before beatboxing, before what we dress like, talk like, before all of that, you gotta ask yourself, what is it that causes a person to be hip hop? What is it that causes you to rap, to break, to do grab? Every African American is not hip hop. Every Boricua or Latino people in general, not hip. Every Asian, European, everybody is not hip hop. Only a certain group of people in these larger cultures and ethnic groups decide to become hip hop. Why? When I was coming up, the whole African American community said hip hop is whack, garbage, and you should not be doing it. No FBI, no CIA, no conspiracy theory, nothing. It was your parents. Turn that noise off. 1 million people got hit with hip hop in the Bronx. Hip hop. 900,000 of them got told, don't do that. They said, okay. 100,000 hip hoppers left. 900 of them. 900 didn't believe in themselves. I'm a rap. I'm going to be the biggest star ever. Okay, let's go. We got a place right now. 1,000 people. We're going to pay you. Let's, oh man. Wow, really? You mean really? Like really? Now you're down to just 10 people. I'm talking about a time in hip hop where there was only about 5 MCs in the whole world. This was a magical time. Everybody didn't rap, everybody didn't DJ, everybody didn't break. And just because you was black or Latino or white even, that didn't mean you had anything to do with hip hop. In graffiti writing, you have Greek graffiti writer, you know, Turk 183. Greek. But what about the rest of the Greeks? Well, what was he on? How did he, what? S.U.N, one of the greatest graffiti writers ever in hip hop. Italian. What was he on? What? I don't have to go into the black and Latino contribution, even the Asian contribution. What are these particular people on? That they would look at their culture and say, this doesn't represent me. But you're that. Well, am I? What is hip hop? Hip hop is a perceptual ability. You look at the world and you change it according to your consciousness. That perceptual ability is what Grandmaster Flash was thinking when he was walking through broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the station like they just don't care. It's a record called The Message by Melly Mel. Make sure you study that. Study the words. Melly Mel describes the Bronx to a T in that era. But Grandmaster Flash is walking through those rhymes in real life. And with his perceptual ability, the whole world saw broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the station like they just don't care. He looked at that. The environment said, that's what it is. He looked at it and said, that's not what it is to me. This broken glass everywhere is going to become the new crossfader on every mixer in existence. What do you see? This is the beginning of real hip-hop. What do you see? What world do you actually see? The brain can only see according to the words it has. I'll say it again. The brain, your brain, can only see reality according to words. If we didn't have a word, I mean anything, if we didn't have a word for this, if we didn't have a word for this, you would not see it. You would overlook it. Your eyes would technically view it, but you would not see it. You would not comprehend it. Like in this room. We give this example in the Gospel of Hip Hop, in the awareness section under the H law. You have a painter, an electrician, and a plumber. And you. 4 people enter the room. You see a regular room. It's got books, little brick. That's it. There's a room. The painter enters the room and sees a totally different room. They can tell you what paint this actually is by name. They'll tell you when it was painted based on the cracks. They'll tell you how to restore it. Paint. We walked in here even thinking about paint. You saw it, you looked at it, but you didn't see the paint job. Because your vocabulary doesn't need paint job vocabulary. You only see reality according to the vocabulary that you have. So the electrician walks in. The painter's looking at paint. What's the electrician looking at? A whole different room. Oh, well, here's these lights. What kind of lights are these? How they wired up? What kind of energy is going through them? The electrician's looking. Now the painter's right there, seeing a whole different room. The electrician sees a whole different room. The plumber. Room changes again. How can 3 different people look at one room and get 3 different interpretations of it? It's because reality is not out here. Reality is in here. This is where all reality is. It is in your mind. And this is what created hip-hop. The mainstream told us, you're never going to get a job with that. You guys dress crazy. You talk crazy. You're not going nowhere with that. That was 1970s mainstream. Nobody wants to talk about this piece right here. What is this piece? It's called the truth. What's the truth? The truth is, we dropped out of school. We went to jail. We was homeless in a shelter. Some of us didn't even make it at all. But now we're a $3 billion culture in a recession. Yeah. I was mentioning to somebody else, China just kicked Google out the country. But hip-hop is all in the country. In China. China. Hip-hop is a perceptual ability. It helps you to see your world, not the world. I'll say it again. Hip-hop is a perceptual ability. It helps you to see your world, not the world. The world is designed to change for you. It's made for that. All physical matter is made for you to change. All of it. Now the question is, how broad is your vocabulary? Let's start. How broad is your vocabulary? How many words do you know? This is the importance of MCing. If your whole vocabulary is nigga, bitch, hoe, that's all you see. No disrespect to nobody. Spit your lyric, dog. Do what you gotta do. Get that money, man. However, your vocabulary is your reality. What you choose to say every day, all day, what you choose to sing along with every day, all day, is putting words in your head, in your mind. And your brain is only showing you those words. Other stuff going on all in your environment, you don't see it. Things, plumber, electrician, things all in your environment, you just don't see it. I'm just here. I'm here for this purpose. I don't see the brick. I mean, I didn't even get into masonry. You know, carpentry. I didn't even get into that. This is a brick building. There's a whole other science to like why this is brick and why those bricks and you know why like this, and we're not even paying attention to it. We don't even have the vocabulary to discuss the bricks. There's at least an encyclopedia set just explaining this brick. One brick, take one brick out of this wall. There's at least a 2-hour discussion and an encyclopedia set on how that brick is made. We don't need that knowledge, or so we believe. So we walk into brick buildings and don't see the bricks. This is hip-hop.